What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for another episode, another stirring, wonderful, undead-filled episode of They Are Billions, and they are billions indeed. They've got us very much outnumbered. I'm going to start spending some money on some new soldiers so I can push this direction, because this is actually the only really sketchy direction that we've got to expand in, where we don't have a choice. We don't really have a choice, and so we've got to push this way. The question is just how hard do we want to push? Soldier Center is up and running, and we are in a reasonably decent position to get a woodwork shop. So I'm going to up and do that right now. There's our woodwork shop. And so actually, as far as building goes, we're doing fairly well this playthrough. We're doing fairly well. She should be able to handle those Zeds right there. I don't think there's going to be too many problems. That's one of those weird situations. You ever think about that? Nobody in America ever said Zed until like 28 days later in Shaun of the Dead. And now that's just like accepted lexicon. Like you guys used over across the pond, you guys use that for the letter Z. But like here in the United States, nobody ever said Zed to represent a zombie up until Shaun of the Dead and all that. And now it's perfect cultural conversion. We all say it now. Like everybody I know that's into zombies is like, yeah, you got a couple of Zeds over there and stuff like that. Like it's just, it happens. It happens. Y'all have infected us with your lexicon. That's okay though, because it's a fun word to say. It's a fun word to say. Who doesn't love the word Zed? Zeddy boo boo bye. We've actually got a good map too. This is a very defensible map and one that I feel pretty confident about. There's a couple trouble spots. I don't like this area right here, and I think this is the one that the AI is more likely to press than any other direction. We are maxed out on wood right now. Why am I not doing something intelligent? Alright, press out a little bit. Don't press out too far. I don't want runner zombies and everything else causing problems for me. But we do need to get a wall up over here. And if we don't get a wall up over here, we're going to suffer. And suffer handily we shall. So there we go. That looks pretty good to me. This wall, if I could push it back a little further and defend it a little better, I'd like this wall a lot more. From where we're sitting right now, this wall is very precarious. And we do want to knock out the Zeds over on this side before the next couple turns, because they don't start cycling in like the really bad Zeds until further into the game. And so we kind of want to kill them now rather than later. We're also building up our initial defense force, which is great. I have no complaints about that. I'm pretty happy about the way things are going along that front. One thing I'm not happy about is build space, though. I don't like where we're at as far as our housing situation goes. Like, I'm going to be lining every little area. I can fit in a 12 and a 13 right there. Put in a 13 right there. I'll take the 13. We haven't really done hunter's cottages yet, which I think is actually kind of an interesting gambit for us to run. We got a couple of hunting cottages down here. We can get 11 food from right there until we can build a farm, which I find to be sort of engaging. Yeah, go ahead and do it. We're going to need the extra food. We're going to need the extra food. Because you guys have that area cleared out, go ahead. You've earned yourselves a siesta. Hang out behind the wall. Take a nap. Have a good old time. Do a little dance. Make a little love. Get down tonight and all that. Our electrical systems are looking a little bit overtaxed. And so, if I can fit something in somewhere else, wouldn't be against it. However, space, as you can tell, is going to be our fundamental struggle in this playthrough. First thing I want is ballistas, please. Get me ballistas. The faster I can get ballistas, the happier I shall be. I need ballistas, and then I need cottages about as rapidly as possible. Ballistas and cottages sound great. A warehouse would be very ideal, but unfortunately, I'm just not seeing where I'm going to fit a warehouse. After wave 1... I'm going to suggest we push to here and to here. And then we knock out this wall, and that'll give us at least some more space to play around with. I haven't had a chance to scout this area out just yet, but I don't think it would be a terrible plan to do so. So if these guys could go outside the gate real fast and just sort of start whittling. I mean, we're not even on wave 1 yet, so every zombie that we kill to push back the horde on this side is going to help us out further out into the game. It may not seem like a concern you really want to worry about right now, but it actually is. It's something that I think is a really good idea. Did I end up building that other power supply? I don't think that I did. Realistically, the best place to put it That works. I can live with that. And if we could just shove them back off this wall ever so slightly. But we know that this is goose eggs. Like, we probably don't want to push in this direction. I've noticed that on a lot of maps, there's like a right direction and a wrong direction to push. So keep that in mind. If you see an area that's really, really, really overpopulated with zombies, maybe don't push in that direction. Try to find the direction that has the least amount of zombies and expand in that direction. Sometimes that's not going to be an option just based on the way that the game plays. Our woodworking shop, go ahead and give me cottages next. And then as far as this goes, it's going to cost us 500 gold to get our asses into some trebuchets. Or I'm sorry, some ballistas. But I think this is going to be what gets hit first. I really do. I think this side over here is going to get hit first. That's just what I think. I might not be right about that. I might be very, very wrong about that. But that's just the feeling that I'm getting right now, is that they're going to focus on this direction right here. So I'm going to reinforce that direction first. If it's not that direction, it'll be this one right here. I don't see them hitting this wall very frequently. Could be wrong. Like I said, could absolutely be wrong. But that's a chance we'll just have to take. You never know with this game. You never know. Like, all you can do is hedge your bets and try to pick the right direction. That's all you can do. Hedge your bets, pick the right direction. I'm going to put in a ballista right here, and then I'll probably put one right there too, and I'll probably try to squeeze one in right there as well. The more ballistas I can have, the happier a camper I will be. So there's another one right there. Great ballista's almost done. We're a little bit low on cash. What's it going to cost me to convert over some cottages once this is done? What's that going to set me back as far as the ducats of the world are concerned? So how far back can I push right here before we hit a horde? Pretty far, actually. Is that iron? Dude, we got iron right there? Oh, I could have played way more aggressively up here. I could have played super aggressively up here. Oh, that was a mistake. I could have pushed so aggressively. Good lord. And is that a horde right there? What is that? We got a runner right there?
Roger that.
Okay.
Attention. Building completed.
Sounds interesting.
I mean, we could get ourselves into some really sexy space right there with little wall, medium-sized wall. Keep killing that zombie right there. And now that we have money, we're going to want to go in on houses. Each one of these is going to give us 2 more workers. The faster we upgrade those, the better. But I am feeling really confident about where we are versus where the map is right now. Oof, I could have played really aggressively with some of this stuff. So we got a horde coming in from the west. That's what I thought. It'll either hit there or it'll hit here. And that's okay. I'm alright with that. I have no complaints about what we have going on right now. I'm actually fairly confident about our ability to chuck these guys back to the hole where they came from. Pretty confident about it. Treb should take care of most of the problems down there. And then a second Treb right there. I'm sorry, a second catapult. Should make that easier too. We will want to be very careful about which direction we focus our fire on, though. If they come from this direction, a little bit scared on that side, but I think a second ballista right there will probably... It'll probably salve that worry. I'm just glad they're not hitting right there. If they were hitting right there, I'd be a lot more scared. We'll see if they come in higher, if they come in low. Come on, man. I really need that cash. I really need that cash. Looks good to me. We don't have a lot of money left over. And if they're going to go up Z's... This ballista should get done midway through the siege, I think. Yep. This ballista is going to get done. Oh, they actually came in high. Okay. But as you can see, the ballista is also nice because it gives you an AoE and it knocks them off the walls. Ooh, get back down here. They hit us on both. That should make future sieges a little interesting. But if it keeps them split along that front, I have no complaints about it. I have no complaints about that at all. If it keeps them fragmented along a front, that all sounds great to me. And so the big thing that I would focus on right now is expansion into this area. If we could steal that iron right there, that'd be great. I don't know if that's going to be something that's going to happen. But right now we're basically just waiting for our houses to upgrade anyways. So why... We're going to need more space to build farms and whatnot too. If I can research farms pretty soon, that'll take the edge off food for a little bit, I think. There's that down right there. You guys kind of put in a stopgap over here. And I'm going to start pushing over here. This is doubly important because we actually haven't built any defenses over here, so we haven't wasted any resources yet. Wasting resources is something you always want to keep an eye on. Whether or not I'm going to be able to push this in time remains to be seen.
No, I'm just kidding.
But
Sounds interesting.
if we can make this happen, I think this is going to be very, very good for us. Like very, very good. Like good beyond the pale. With extra food left over, we're not going to be able to upgrade too many more houses because we are officially out of food. And there's not a lot of space to get more.
A new task. Is that
But we do have a little bit of a worker surplus. Dude, where are the zombies at?
yes.
There's like no zombies over here. This whole area is just like hours to take for right now. Alright. Yup, keep on pushing. Keep on pushing.
Building completed.
So tired.
We should have enough workers to get things done. Give me an archer down there.
Better be good.
I'm gonna look and see what's going on over here.
Cost you double.
Because if this area is actually a dead end,
Gotcha.
because sometimes what happens is there'll be a little loop right here and this will be a dead end. If this is a dead end and we don't have to defend this over here, that'd be great. Fall back slightly. I don't want you guys getting into too much trouble.
Attention. Building completed.
Yeah, for right now, that's going to have to do it. So that's completed down there.
Oh, more orders.
You keep going in that direction.
Yes, tell me.
Maybe I won't get super aggressive just yet. Maybe I'll just kind of knock out that wall, that wall, that wall, and that wall. It's all going to depend on resource acquisition, though, too. That's the other part of this that's sort of major. But I'm a little bit hamstringed unless I can get more resources. Like, if I can't get more food, we can't keep expanding. So,
You again.
split up who you can to defend these points.
Tired. Last night was amazing.
Yeah, split up who you can, just to keep an eye on this stuff.
Oh, more
Just sort of keep guards around while I try to do this. Then, other things that we can think about, our gold production is not good. I would like for our gold production to be a lot better. For right now, I can't really focus on that. Instead, I'm going to focus on the things I can affect, which is basically just placing in fishing lodges for right now. We got a 13 right there. That should be holding every choke point where zombies could be trying to come in. We'll be good for 2 more pylons in just a minute. We're only on day 15. I'd like another treb down there. I very much would like another. I'd like another catapult and another catapult. We can fold that up and get rid of that wall in just a minute so that we can afford more resources for up here. Power looks okay. Let's not do that. Let's focus on the task at hand first. I don't want to overdo it. We can already get a wall in right there, which is fantastic. Get a few more of those in. While we're waiting on our wood supply, I'm going to put in a wall right here. I'm going to try and push for that back line right there so that I can catapult that on up and keep that looking nice and sexy for wave 2. At some point, we're going to want to start playing around with new units as well and training some new soldiers. So that's done. Do me a favor. And get started down here with this wall. That's a little bit long.
Attention. Building
And it's a little bit much. But I think it'll be okay. I just want to make sure that our expansion stays moving. There's also a chance we'll get hit by mini hordes. Now that we're starting to get towards wave 2. I don't need those. That was a mistake. We don't have enough wood to do the thing that I want to do right now, so we just got to wait on that resource, unfortunately. But I think this is a really good map. I'm pretty pleased with this whole thing. I don't have a lot of complaints about the way the map is going so far. And normally, I have lots of complaints. Normally, I'm kind of a complainy guy. I find complaining to be one of my better attributes that I've got a lot of points in. We can also put some stuff in right there, but I'll probably just keep this short and sweet over here in the interest of time and safety. Another gate right there. Yeah, let's go all in. Screw it. Let's go all in. I'm going to play this one real close to the chest because I can. Because I can. Alright, so we're looking good right there. So now all we got to wait on is a little bit more gold. If we can get some gold lined up, we'll be good. And then from there, once we've got that finished off, we don't have our researches done, which is a bit of a shame. But there's not going to be... I mean, it is what it is. That wall is done, which is great. Absolutely fantastic. I would like to see this wall get done too. Sooner rather than later. Let's scoot those back by 1. Let's scoot those back by 1. There we go. Looks good to me. So that's another gate taken care of. We were maxed out on stone, which is great. Once we start upgrading things to stone, that'll help out quite a bit. I'll probably put in another stone yard right here just to keep stone trickling up at a rate that I find to be acceptable. We need a little wall right here just to seal that off ever so slightly. And then once that's done, we'll be able to focus on civics and things of that nature. Cool. We're actually almost done on that side already. You go stand in the gap and make sure no smart ass tries to cause problems over here. That's a black suit Zed right there. I may allow you to get chewed on for that. Sorry. Like, you're just gonna have to take damage. I can't help out too much with that. Can't help out too much with that. You patrol this area. You go up to there. We've got enough resources to where I can finish this off. There we go. Yep, our progression is very much gated at the moment. But I'm okay with that. I'm glad we put in that extra wood farm, I'll tell you that much. If we hadn't put in the extra wood farm, this would actually, we'd be taking forever right now. Proper resource generation, I think, is a very important aspect of this game that you really want to look into and make sure that it works. If you aren't generating resources, then, well, you ain't going nowhere. Now, we've got a little bit of time left. Probably day 25 is when we're going to start seeing hordes come in. So there's that right there. We've got one more spot left that we need to take care of as far as everything else goes. But I'm happy. I think we're looking good right now. Go ahead and bulldoze both those to get the cash that I need back to start making the wall over here. And this wall is actually going to be very tricky for the zombies. They are not going to like this wall at all, because this is going to keep them from massing up in any real numbers. If we double catapult this over here, or we double ballista this over here, they should do reasonably well at kind of holding it down for the set. Give me farms, please. We're going to need food very, very soon. And for once, we have the space to do that. So let me spread out my defenses for a moment and make sure that all the stuff we need is on all the walls that we need it to be at. And it looks good. It looks very, very good right now. It's looking very solid for us moving forwards. If I had more workers, I'd be happier about some of these things that I can do. But instead, let's continue to retrofit every building we can along the way to keep the worker supply up. And then from there, the next thing that I would do is probably whip up another batch of 6 to 7 soldiers. 6 to 7 soldiers, 6 to 7 fighters, whatever you want to call them. A few extra would be nice. Power grid is looking a little bit overtaxed. That's all right. Buildings are all done. Everything is finished over here, so this area is ready to be exploited. Our food is looking okay for what I'm trying to do right now. So the big question now becomes, do we catapult every single wall? We go through and we make sure that every wall has 2 catapults. If we do that, we're good bare minimum. As long as we do some kind of passive troop generation, we're good till day 60. 2 catapults on each wall will basically hold you till day 50, as long as you're producing soldiers every now and again to reinforce that and back it up. It's up to you whether or not that's an objective you want to try and strike for. But it's not a bad objective. It really sincerely isn't. It is not a bad objective. Farms are almost done. I'm going to try and keep this area for farming right here. Got one leftover pylon right there. That can get the hell on out of the way. As far as farms go, we need 30 wood for a farm. Very, very expensive. But it does produce a ridiculous quantity. Like, seriously. It produces a lot. Like, a lot of resources. So I'm going to put that in right there, even though I think that might be a mistake. I don't know if that stone field's still going to be accessible. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. If I have to bulldoze it later, I guess I got to bulldoze it later. It is what it is. So for 20 wood, we could put in a couple of ballistas right now. Ooh, resources or ballistas? Resources or ballistas? Ballistas are expensive, and they do use a lot of soldiers, but they more than make up for it with the amount of damage that they deal. Yikes. I don't know where I want to push on this one. I'm actually a little bit terrified of the way this is going to play out. We have a lot of space to guard at the moment. And we are not making a lot of money. Keep upgrading houses for right now. I think that brings the amount of cash that we earn up to a better, more suitable level. And if I could have my cash at like 400 to 500 a tick, that'll make everything more simple. It'll make a lot of things more simple. As soon as that power grid's done, we should be solid right there. I was hoping the extra food we got at the beginning actually paid back in dividends too. So that'll be nice for us. It'll be real, real nice. Proper nice. Let's see here. We've got that right there. I can keep bashing these on out. Is my cash going up when I do that? Yeah, it's going up by 10. So these upgrades are absolutely worth it. It just takes a little bit of time to see that pay back. Takes a little bit of time to actually see it convert into real earnings. We have 23 workers now. I'm going to take a moment. Let's get ourselves some real soldiers. I'm actually going to train some gunners. Because having a stack of 10 to 15 gunners can actually hold a lot of stuff off too. And then we'll think about how terrified we want to be with the rest of this playthrough very, very soon. But for now, actually, I'm just going to upgrade houses. Get our cash flow nice and solid. And then once the cash flow is looking gorgeous and everything's good, we'll start looking into warehouses and things of that nature, which I think will make our lives easier too. There's a soldier right there. You come up to this area. We have enough for ballistas. So there's ballista number 1. And ballista number 2 will go over here. And we'll just start defending walls one by one. Oh, you went along the outside, huh? What'd you do that for? Is there no real path across the base, or was that just the shortest one and he did something dumb? I think that was the shortest one and he just did something dumb. Alright, AI. Maybe don't wander around outside the walls for right now. Is the second soldier done? Where'd the second soldier run off to? There he is. Yeah, bring him off and around. We'll just kind of have him stand around for a minute. Not the biggest horde I've ever seen, but this actually gives us a lot of growing room too for the future. Give me another ballista right there. We'll put one in right there, right there. Basically, we're just going to start peppering ballistas everywhere for as long as we can make it happen. I also need the power grid to be a little bit better. Power grid could absolutely be a little sexier. It's going to cost us some workers. But at the end of the day, it'll be alright. It'll be alright. And so long as I can keep upgrading these down here... And we need more food, actually. But I have farms now, right? I have farms. Yeah, we need 300 gold to get the farms up and running, though. Farms will be great. I'll probably put the first one right there. Put the second 2 right here. And that'll give us like 150 food. That way, we don't really have to worry. Yeah, I can get a 62 food farm in right there. So go ahead and do that. And then we'll put a 64 food farm in right there. 64 food farm in right there. And we should not have to worry about farms like ever again after that point. That should be really, really good. The only thing we got to watch out for now is wall jumpers. Wall jumpers should come in after the second wave, I think. And wall jumpers, I hate them. I hate them so much. I hate them a lot. Catapults are basically the hard counter to that. It one-shots them when they try to jump over the wall. So you kind of need to have catapults. Or ballistas, sorry. If you don't have ballistas, it's going to become sketchy for you very rapidly. Very, very rapidly. The sooner, the better I can get these ballistas up and running, the happier I will be. So basically, we're just going to sit here with our finger on the trigger, hoping we can put in a couple more. Maybe I'll focus on putting one ballista by each wall first, before I start dicking around with too much. I got a whole bunch of wood right now, and nothing to spend it on, unfortunately. Research spikes. That's too expensive. I was going to say, spikes are a really good dump for cash. If you're looking for something to spend your money on, spikes are a good way to go. Put in another catapult right there. Yeah, I'm going to put a catapult by each wall, I think, before we start messing around too much. I'll put one like over here somewhere. Just make sure we got it covered. We'll put a layer of spikes in so that things are taking passive damage along the way. And we need more money. We need more money, but I think focusing on the ballistas for right now is the best thing that I can do. I don't have one over here either. Oof. Running out of space for these ballistas, though. A market would probably be a good idea, too, at this point. But frankly, I just don't have the resources to go around. I just don't have the resources. We can expand out. Problem is, these guys cost money. If they didn't cost money and they just costed resources, I'd be okay with it. But they expensive. Let's focus on Operation Ballista first. I just want to make sure we don't have what happened to us last time happen this game. Come on, Cash. Trickle on in. Well, we're out of time anyways. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of They Are Billions. I am looking forward to playing this game with you in the near future. I think we'll be playing it for the foreseeable future because I think this game is just fun as all hell. I think this game is great, and I think the developers have really stumbled onto something awesome with this title. And so if you want to get the game, I got the links for you down below because I got you, boo-boo. I got you. Aside from that, I will see you all next time. Thank you for stopping on in. If you wanted to support me, check out the Patreon. If you wanted to see me live, check out the Twitch TV/Splattercat Gaming. It's a great place to stop on in and give me your thoughts live, just in case you wanted to stop in and be like, I am expressing my right to freedom of speech. See y'all later. Hi to everybody.